This is Jim Ave, and I'm going to go over our final assignment in ATR 792B. I have open on the screen the template for the final professional portfolio reflection assignment. So we're going to use that, and we'll also use the assignment directions found in Appendix C of our syllabus. So what you're going to do is you're going to compose the final portfolio. You've been developing portfolios for the last 2 semesters in ATR 792A and B. So just by following the template that I've provided, you get 20 points. So just follow the template that's there in your in the class. And so within your final professional portfolio, you'll reflect and discuss how how specific artifacts from the classes help you demonstrate mastery of 3 professional qualities and characteristics. And now these 3 professional qualities and characteristics are right here. How are you an advocate for athletic training discipline? How are you demonstrating that you are a continuous, collaborative professional learner who furthers your own professional development to use your abilities to contribute to the athletic training profession? How are you demonstrating that you are a responsive and reflective athletic training practitioner? So let's explain this a little bit more. So here's the template, and so this is the same template basically that you've been using for all your professional portfolios, except I moved the new material that you're going to add for the final portfolio at the very beginning of the portfolio. So you'll have your introduction like you have had for all your professional portfolios. You're going to add these 4 sections before your very first professional portfolio. So let's go ahead and scroll down. So there's your introduction. So that's not going to change. Here's your new material. So your very first section is you're going to explain what each of the 3 professional qualities and characteristics mean. So a non-athletic training individual can understand what this stuff means. You want to support this material with references. So you're going to have to do some research here because we haven't really covered this anywhere in the class. This is kind of new material. So you're going to have 3 areas. You're going to explain what's it mean for you to be an advocate for athletic training. So what's it mean to be an advocate? So you have to explain what that means. What is athletic training? How are you an advocate for our area? What are some things that you've done? Well, how you've done that's going to come into the next section. So explain this so somebody who's not an athletic trainer can understand it. 2 to 3 paragraphs explaining what it means that you're an advocate. Then you're going to have your next section explaining what's it mean that you are a continuous, collaborative, professional learner who furthers your own. You can read all that on your own. So what's it mean that you're a continuous professional learner? So you should kind of break all that down, those terms in there, so you can understand it, then explain it to somebody so they can understand it. One way to think of this is that we are lifelong learners. I know the BOC and NETA talk about this, so you should look at that. Again, support this information with evidence or references. Then our last area is explain what it means that you are a responsive and reflective athletic training practitioner. What's it mean what do these terms mean? Responsive and reflective. So explain it. Again, you have to teach yourself what this material means. This is graduate level education right here. And again, support your reasoning with evidence and references. So that's one section. So probably be the more challenging section for you. Next section is an artifact section. So this section is similar to the artifact section that we've done in the portfolios. Okay, so you're going to find at least one artifact from the ATR 792 A and B classes that demonstrate that you have satisfied all three professional characteristics and qualities and characteristics. You just need one artifact per area. So you need one artifact for the advocate for athletic training section, one for the continuous learning, and one for the reflective practitioner section. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have section titles like I have up above in the section. So you have those three same titles, and then just like we did in the artifact section for our professional portfolios, you're going to refer the reader to the appendix in this portfolio, saying that, as you can see in appendix whatever it is, demonstrates that I am satisfying being an advocate for the athletic training professional, and explain why that why that artifact demonstrates your mastery in meeting that particular professional qualities and characteristics. How long should that be? 2 to 4 pages that you're meeting that. So 1 to 2 paragraphs per professional quality and characteristic should do it. Again, make sure you have section titles. You also need to include the hours that you worked in your professional area, weeks 13 through 15 of this course. So again, all you have to do is say, week 13 I worked 25 hours, week 14 X hours, and week 15 I worked this many hours. You don't have to explain anything what you did during those hours. Okay, that's how. So that's a big chunk of the grade for this. This is 80 points of the explaining what the three characteristics, qualities and characteristics are, is 30 points. The artifact section is worth 80 points. Next section, the professional development plan. Again, for all three of the professional qualities and characteristics, provide specific, measurable goals that you can achieve in the next 3 to 5 years for each one of those professional qualities and characteristics. So for being an advocate for athletic training, what are some goals that you have for the next 3 to 5 years? Maybe it's to, here in California, we're trying to, hopefully soon we'll get licensure or registration for athletic training. Maybe you want to go hit the hill in the next year or two. Or maybe you want to go to the national hit the hill to be an advocate. Or maybe you want to do something at your school during athletic training month to promote athletic training. And those are just some goals. What are, in your continuous learning area, what are some things, specific things that you want to continue your education and your learning to help your clinical practice in the next 3 to 5 years? What are some things you can do in the next 3 to 5 years to make sure that you are continuing to be a reflective, a responsive clinical practitioner? Probably has something to do with evidence-based practice, but that's not the only thing that can fit into that area. So these are for you. What's going to help you grow as an athletic trainer in the next 3 to 5 years? Make them very specific here on the things you can do. How long do I say this needs to be? Again, didn't you explain, I forgot the one saying, after you say what those things are, make sure that you describe those things in your professional development plan. You can have here's what I want to do, and this is why I want to do it, and this is how it's going to meet the area. So write it in such a way it'll help you, and you can refer back to it in the next year or two. Okay, so you got that. And the last part is your final good to great in God's eyes final reflection. So let's go and see what you're supposed to do here. That's progress report. So in your final good to great in God's eyes reflection, you're going to go and read all your previous posts for this book, and then I want you to discuss the book as a whole. How has this book impacted your vocation, you professionally? How's it impacted you, your personal life? How's it impacted your walk with Jesus? So what are your takeaways? This final reflection should be 1 to 2 pages in length, and you're going to also upload this in the forum like you have in other good to great assignments. Now this, I'm going to scroll up a second. So you'll see that the good to great is not going to be assessed as part of this rubric right here that I have. So it's not included. And it's included, but it's not included in the final point. So just so you're aware of that, I didn't include it in this rubric here. So if you add the points up, it's not going to be 195 points. So just so you're aware of that when you get your rubric back. But there is the assignment's worth 195 points, but the rubric's only assessing you for 175 points. But the assignment in Moodle is 195 points. It's kind of confusing, but it's clear to me. So you're going to put all this stuff in. You're going to turn this in. You see a date in the syllabus when this is all due to turn in your final professional portfolio reflection assignment. If you got questions, please post them in the Q&A forum, and I'll do my best to help.